I don't have a catchphrase or anything, so what we're gonna do is every video I'll start with a phrase in a different language. So I started by saying oi tudo bem, which is hello, how are you in Portuguese. For the next one, if you want to get your phrase said in a different language, send me your ideas and I'll try my best to pronounce it right and feature your intro in the next video. So you picked up the 12 Pro Max, which is a fantastic device. We all love it. It is a beautiful machine. However, you also want to make sure it's well protected. So today we're going to have a look at this RhinoShield case in carbon fiber style. Really tough. This is the SolidSuit model. And we'll do a comparison as well with the Mous Limitless 3.0 case. They're very similar. They look almost identical. And there's definitely good and bad about both. I'll let you know that in the details of the video. And if you're here for the screen protectors, I also have the RhinoShield Impact 3D screen protector against the Mous Hybrid Glass screen protector. Probably not like for like, but very similar in what they do. So if you're here for that, I have put the timestamps in this video for you. All right, let's crack on. So this is the RhinoShield SolidSuit case. Amazing specs on it. You've got all sorts of protection. You've got the ability as well to change buttons, which is quite neat. I do have that option as well, so maybe we'll cover that later in the video. The box is quite a no frills box, and here's the case. Excellent, so with that unboxing out of the way, this is the RhinoShield SolidSuit case that we're going to look at today. I have also reviewed the Mous Limitless 3.0 in other videos, so if you want more detailed, there's loads of that. Really quite a fantastic design. It's got nice, I love the carbon fiber style of these cases. This one doesn't feel as rigid as the Mous Limitless 3.0 at the back, is a little bit more flimsy. But it doesn't stop it being quite a solid case. It does feel quite strong in the areas that you would care about. For example, I can't bend the sides here. They're really strong, but you can see my finger without much pressure just kind of digging in there, whereas the Mous case, it won't move. This is solid. Quick disclaimer, guys, neither Mous or RhinoShield send me these cases or screen protectors, so the good news for you is you're gonna get my 100% honest opinion on both of these cases and screen protectors. Let's crack on. With the button cutouts, I really like the switch here for the mute button. Much bigger, much easier to access. Got nice indentation here for your finger. Got sausage fingers slightly, so very easy to access. In comparison to other cases, this is probably one of the best out there for that. The buttons don't feel really that great. When you press it, there is definitely a click and the feedback is okay. It's not much to write home about, except you can remove these buttons, which is really cool, and you can replace them with different colors. So for example, I got these golden ones, which I think will be cool to try that out. In terms of the case quality itself, it looks great. The branding is quite discreet just here around the camera module, and there's also a bigger, more in your face sort of RhinoShield writing on the side. I'm not a big fan of that, but it's not too bad actually. It is very grippy. It does feel grippier than the Mous Limitless 3.0, but not by much. The main area that is grippier is the back. This is very different to the Mous Limitless case here. The Mous case is a lot softer here, although it is grippier on the sides where you hold it. Not much between the two, to be honest. They're both grippy on the sides, but the RhinoShield at the back is much more grippier. When you're holding it, it feels a little bit safer on your hand. Now, when it comes to the inside, it's very basic. To be honest with you, slightly disappointed by the amount of money that you pay for the RhinoShield. This here should be a little bit more premium. To give you an idea, the Limitless case by Mous has a much more like an Apple sort of feel to it. It has that nice, velvety touch to this, so the phone will never get scratched with this. It's really nice. It feels really comfortable, and it also has, the Mous case has space here for a dual SIM, sort of for you to kind of place them in here. If you've got multiple SIM cards that you want to keep safe, this is a good place for that. And also for the SIM card ejector little tool that I myself keep losing, so this is a good place to keep it safe. For full disclosure, I have been using the Mous case for, I don't know, since the day I got the phone really, so about 10 days now. And as you can see, and I haven't really cleaned the case for this video, it gets a little bit mucky actually with just normal usage. It does clean up if you just use a normal, like a microfiber cloth or something, it will come off. But on the RhinoShield, granted I've only just taken it out of the box, but I don't see the same reaction to fingerprints that the Mous does. So this is a positive on the RhinoShield. It seems to be a lot more resistant to fingerprint marks and just general grease. Guys, this is a deal breaker for many people, including myself. This is what happens with the RhinoShield and the MagSafe. sometimes, you know, takes 3-4 times, it does eventually charge up, and it actually charges the same MagSafe speed. And this is what happens with the mouse case. Eventually it connects. This is what should happen. You get a nice animation and the fast charging. They feel less stylish than the mouse case. The mouse case has a different shape to the cutouts, so they're not as regular as the RhinoShield, but I do like it. You know, it doesn't cover any of the phone cutouts. Let's have a look at how it looks with the phone in. See, that's what we care about. So this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So yeah, that was a lot easier to put it on than it was to do with the mouse case as well. Now, one thing that might annoy some users, and it's certainly that I don't mind it too much, around the edges here, if you look really closely, you can see the gold sort of edges around the case, which, to be honest, doesn't bother me too much, but it is at least very regular. You don't see it more on one side or the top, so it feels that it was done on purpose. In terms of the raised edges, it's very regular. Again, the same height across the entirety of the case, of the front. So when you put it down, it feels quite solid on the surface as well. It doesn't feel irregular at all. That, in comparison with the mouse case, for example, the mouse case has the elevation on the corners differently to the rest of the case, so the corners have a higher sort of bumper when you put the phone down. So again, I'm not sure whether that kind of provides a better protection on that, but it feels very secure. It feels, you know, raised enough. In terms of how it feels, it doesn't really interfere a lot with the way that it behaves. Actually, I do have a hybrid glass protector from Mous on the screen, and it's good to see that as well. The edges of the screen protector don't interfere with this case. The case still allows a little bit of space between the case and the screen protector, which is great. And I say, in terms of clickiness of the buttons, yep, feels really nice. It's a nice feedback. It's not as clicky as the mouse case, for example, but it is pretty good. It does feel a bit thinner than the mouse case as well. It doesn't feel as bulky, but perhaps at the back it's not as stylish as the mouse case. I do like both. I think the mouse is slightly more stylish. The way the camera protection on the mouse works as well is that, you know, it goes down here, and the elevation is there, but there's nothing being raised. So when you put the phone down, the camera module is protected, but there's no wobble. Whereas with this one, there's a slight wobble there. Nothing crazy. I don't think it matters too much, but it's a tiny wobble there. Sorry for the abrupt interruption. I'll be very brief. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, there's loads more content coming up. I've got a full review on the 12 Pro Max coming up with lots of the best apps that I found useful that I'm sure you'll find as well. Lots of great stuff about the PlayStation 5, which was a miracle I got in the UK. So lots of really good detailed gameplay footage for you as well coming up on that. Apple Watch, lots of accessories. Have a look in the channel. If you do like my stuff, feel free to subscribe. Right, let's get back to the video. This is an edge-to-edge protection, so it gives high optical clarity, and it's got really nice curved coverage as well, which might be interesting in the case. At the moment, I've got the hybrid glass from Mous screen protector on the phone, and without the case, you definitely feel quite rough around the edges. So it'll be interesting to see how this one feels. Obviously, brands like to name their things with interesting names, of 3D, Impact 3D, which makes total sense, but in essence, they're either tempered glass or a very hard plastic, hard material, but a little bit more flexible than tempered glass. Right, let's go ahead and open it, see what you get with the package. Okay, some instructions here. Yeah, there it is. So the first thing you got to do is clean the screen to make sure that there's no dust. RhinoShield didn't send a cleaning wipe, which is annoying. What they do send you is a couple of stickers to remove dust and also to help you guide the screen protector. Again, not as good quality as the Mous. To give you an idea, guys, Mous send a really nice applicator guide, which is really helpful. You connect that to the lightning port, and is almost, you know, half of the job done for you, which is the hardest part with any application of the screen protectors. Also, now that the screen is clean, make sure that there's no dust by using this sticker that they send you to remove any dust. It just picks up any small particles that have gone in there. So basically there's two sizes, A and B. You've got to remove A first. So now you've got the sticky side there. So you face that down and bend into kind of a U shape, and then let the middle of that U shape sort of align with the rest of the phone. Once that's aligned, you're happy with that, you kind of run your finger down the middle and then let the rest of the case settle. I'm not going to show you guys, but I've just tried about 10 times to get this right. I think I finally got it, but I don't know, I'm not happy with this process, to be honest with you. And to be fair, it does have in the instructions, if you're not happy with the alignment at this stage, you can remove it and reapply, it's not a problem. Cool, so after 10 seconds, use the microfiber cloth that they sent, make sure it's evenly applied and get rid of all the bubbles as much as you can with your fingers. I don't know why I find this part of the process the most satisfying part with any screen protector. They do provide a squeegee, but I don't like to run that on the protector. I know there's still a layer here, but I'll leave that as a last resort if I can't get rid of the bubbles. And if I have to use the squeegee, I will wrap it with the cloth as well, just to be doubly sure. All right, I won't bore you with the details, but I'm really not happy with the installation of this one. It's still quite a few bubbles. It wasn't the easiest process, and it's really hard to remove the last few bubbles that you get in there. I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. But with the Mous Hybrid Glass screen protector, I was really surprised by how easy it was, whereas this one, I really struggled with it. Okay, just removing the outer layer. I'll probably remove this one and try to reinstall it. But yeah, first impression is the feel is good. It does feel okay. So when it comes to the screen protector, I think the Mous wins it for me. It comes with 2 of them, similar pricing, similar quality. Comes with a nice applicator. Everything that you need is here, and it was a lot easier to install. And actually, even though it felt a little bit rougher around the edge, the RhinoShield for me was just really hard to install. Once you got it aligned, it does align quite nice. It's got a black little bezel on the actual protector itself. Not sure why, but it's there. But what I do like about the RhinoShield is that on the edges here, if you're not using a case, it's not as rough around the edges here. Your finger doesn't really feel anything. And that's what I think they call the 3D. The 3D means they've got a nice curve on the edges here, which makes it a lot nicer to use without a case. Can you use the RhinoShield with the case? I would expect so let's have a look. Yep, no problem. Yeah, I can see here that the case is not touching the screen protector. The case still feels quite nice, and the screen protector is there. If I get around the bubbles that are still there, and if I can manage to remove them, great. If not, I'll have to reapply, and I'll let you know in the description whether I was successful or not. But the quality is good. I think the installation process wasn't great, and the fact that you've only got one for me is a bit of a bummer, because for the similar price you can get the Mous Hybrid Glass, which gives you 2. So when you do damage this one, that's it. Whereas with the Mous you get a couple. I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. It was a jam-packed review, but I hope you found it useful. If you do have more questions, I'm sure there's a lot of things that I haven't covered yet, but if you see my previous videos, you can see that there's hundreds of comments and I reply to every single one of them. That's the benefit of having a smaller channel. I've got lots of time still to reply to every single one of my viewers. So if you've got more questions, just let me know about any of these cases or any of these screen protectors as well. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.